Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at the saddest. I'm waiting for someone's story, so yeah, let's just get right into the video. I used to work birthdays at a science museum. So one weekend, the birthday family arrives. I escort them back to their room as usual and start talking with the mum about how she wants things to go, setting up the room, etc. She mentions that they just moved here and her son doesn't have many friends yet. So they invited one cousin about their son's age and then just invited the kid's entire second grade, maybe, class to the party. An hour goes by and the little cousin has shown up, but nobody else. The little dude invited every kid in his class and not one of them showed up. Now, to be honest, the birthday boy himself didn't seem that concerned. He and his cousin were happily playing with each other the whole time. I just don't think he was really that warmed up to the kids in his class to begin with. No one turned up. Oh my gosh. Oh. But the mum was heartbroken. She had set this party up for her son, had bought a birthday package that included a private room, general admission for all guests, and me taking liquid nitrogen to the room and making ice cream for the party. She had high hopes for this and nobody showed. And she was in tears. And she asked me to go out the museum and just invite random kids to her son's birthday party, just so that there would at least be some other kids for him to play with. And this is the part that I'll never forget. We found a half dozen kids who were interested in coming to the party, and the mum was very grateful to them. But word also got out to the staff, and the staff absolutely rallied around this kid. Other employees showed up to sing him happy birthday. I'm gonna cry. Some staffers went to the gift shop to buy him gifts. One of the managers got the family vouchers for future admission. We have a mascot, a robot who will walk around and play with the guests, and he showed up to the party with some gifts from our gift shop. I brought down the materials for making a couple of different types of homemade slime and made slime with the kids. One of my co-workers, one of the smartest and kindest people I've ever met, spoke with the mum about the son's interests and discovers the birthday boy is a fan of the Avengers. So he goes back to where we have a laser etcher on display and comes back with a wood burning that is a picture of the Avengers wishing the son happy birthday. By the end of the party, the mum was in tears again, but for a very different reason. A few days later, she sent us the sweetest letter about how much it all meant to her. I worked 3 to 5 birthdays a weekend, every weekend, for about 5 years, and they were always fun. But this was the absolute best day at work I've ever had. Oh my god, this is so wholesome. Woo. Oh, thank gosh. I mean, I feel like the kid didn't care because, you know, he didn't really know the kids in his class anyways because he's new and he just moved. So I'm assuming the kid didn't really care since he was already happy playing with a cousin. But for the mum, it's just so sad because she prepared all of this, you know, like she wanted him to have like the day of his life with everyone there. So I'm glad that it did happen and the employees made it happen for her. Thank gosh. Oh my gosh, why do we start with a happy one? You know, I feel like these are gonna be so sad now. The saddest one was a guy in his 30s. He had a two-top, asked for a bottle of top shelf champagne, candles lit, all that. Told me they were celebrating. No one showed. Guy looked morose but had appetizer, poured a glass of champagne for the person who wasn't there, then asked for the bill. I felt bad, he obviously got stood up. So I brought him a dessert in the house. He smiled and told me it was his anniversary. My face must have showed my sadness for him, so he clarified. His wife died of cancer a few months ago. It may have been the saddest thing I've seen. Oh my gosh, what? So it wasn't that nobody showed, it was that he was just celebrating it by himself. He still celebrated their anniversary. I was actually a hostess at the time and I was asked to take the table for a server. An old man came in asking for a table of 6 and he asked for 6 waters. I set up his table and I put his order in. He said it was his birthday. He was there for about an hour or 2 and nobody showed up. It was really sad. He ended up tipping me like $30 and he said sorry for the trouble. I still think about that guy. I hope he's doing okay. I hope it wasn't his family, you know, I hope it wasn't his family. This makes me so sad. I'm thinking it was his family now because, you know, an old man and 6 people, and for his birthday, like, normally old people celebrate their birthday with their family, right? Not with their friends because, you know, they're already old. This makes it even more sad if it was his family that didn't show, like his kids and all that. Once at my shift, I saw a really shy guy. You could see that he was on a budget, but oh my gosh, he was trying so hard and looked so excited about the upcoming date. He brought 1 rose and asked what he can purchase on 10 euros to make this evening beautiful. My heart melted so much that I offered him for free 2 glasses of wine and a dessert. I was a manager. We put on a table some candles, and so he was sitting there and with a big smile waiting for his date to come. But she never came. He waited like 2 hours, nervously checking on his phone. When he left, he gave this rose to me and thanked for kindness towards him. He was so broken. So was my heart about this situation. Why do people not show, man? Because I do feel like this obviously was not a first date, because I doubt you'd go all out like that for someone that you haven't met yet, right? Oh, so sad. Why is this so sad now? I was a server for 5 years, and the most heartbreaking experience I had was an older woman, probably in her 60s, was waiting for her grandson to meet her for lunch. When I greeted her at the table, she was very excited as I assumed she didn't see him much. As time went by, no one showed up, so she decided to order. Towards the end of her meal, no one had shown up, so it being a slow shift, me and my girlfriend, we worked together at the same restaurant, which is where we met, decided to just talk with her for a little bit and give her some company. We both felt so sad for this sweet old lady, but we could tell that simple act of kindness made her day. Shame on that grandson. Yeah, shame on you. I had set a date at this nice coffee shop in Brooklyn. I get there and I know this barista from college. I'm the only person in the shop at the time, so we talk a little awkwardly. Gradually, other customers arrive, so she attends to them and I attend to my phone. It gets to the point where my date is 20 minutes late and hasn't been responding to my messages asking about ETA. I'm sweating profusely. I'm so embarrassed that I'm probably being stood up in front of someone who I had several classes with years prior and knows most of my friends. I feel so humiliated. Then my date walks in, stands there for a moment, and walks right back out the door. Barista, was that her? Me, yep, barista. What a jerk. That comment made things slightly better. What? I don't get it. Why did she leave when she arrived? Huh? Like, did she look at him and she didn't like him and then she just left? Or was she that embarrassed that she was so late on a first date that she left? I don't get it. Place I used to work at had a man come in every night for a week, wait for a few hours, order food and drinks, then leave with no one showing up. Later learned he was trying to cope with his wife's death, believing that she'd arrived to greet him at the restaurant where they had the first date. Ah, that's so sad, man. He can't take in the reality yet. Oh my gosh, that's the worst. I hope he's doing better. A 6-year-old boy came every day with his older brother at lunchtime, and for almost a month they ordered 3 plates of food and always left 1. When I attended to them, the boy told his older brother to ask his mother for lunch because she was already arriving, but their mother never came. The boy's older brother asked me to give food to someone who needed it when they left, and he told me that his mother had died and that he did not know how to explain to his little brother that his mother was not coming back, but that this cafeteria was the last place where she had taken her little brother to eat, and that is why the boy believed that she would return for the dinner. Holy moly, I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about these. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, oof. Man, where's the dad in this? Maybe she was a single mom. But, like, no one else is taking care of them, you know? Like, oh my gosh, they're both still so young. It's just sad because I feel like the older brother is trying to be strong, right, in front of the younger brother, and he just doesn't know how to tell the younger brother yet, so he's just putting up a front and just pretending and just holding his emotions in and all that. I'm sad. I waited an hour and a half for my date to show once. I ended up sitting texting my friends, fed up, but kept telling myself 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. Just as I was about to give up, she showed. She explains she was a nurse on a mental health ward and one of her young people had gone into crisis. She'd been stressing the whole time. Anyway, we've been married 10 years in February. Sometimes it's worth the wait. A happy one. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you. See, sometimes being late ain't all that bad, okay? A couple walks in. She is super happy and very visibly in love. He is not so much. Oh my gosh. I feel like we can see this, eh? Like, when we see two couples, we can see who's more in love with the other. I mean, obviously, maybe that's not so true. Sometimes you can tell. Sometimes you can just tell. Everything is going alright. They finished their main. I approached them to clear the plates and ask about dessert. The girl is not so happy anymore, and the guy seems tense. I asked if they'd like to see our dessert menu, and the girl started crying. I excused myself and started to dig what happened with my co-workers. Someone says they heard the guy is going on a long work trip. So I figure the girl is just sad because her boyfriend is probably being deployed or something. The girl just absolutely loses it. She is now ugly crying, with snot and tears dripping down from her chin, while she repeatedly asks the guy how he could do this to her. I'm standing there holding the cheesecake, feeling like the dumbest creature to wander the land. I'm sorry. That situation is just so awkward, you know? You're serving cheesecake and then this girl is bawling and you're like, do you still want the cheesecake? Like, what do you do? I walked her into the ladies' room and helped her get a hold of herself. We keep her in my manager's office until she cooled down, and she calls her girlfriend to pick her up. The guy apologized, paid, tipped well, and left. Apparently, he was being deployed. He had also cheated on her, got his side piece pregnant, and he was going to marry the pregnant girl instead. She had to tell her family she was being dumped a couple of months before her wedding. They were engaged! She kept repeating how she had already sent the invitations. It was heartbreaking. The guy is just trash. Man, I just can't stop thinking about the cheesecake though. Woohoo. You know, they're just standing there in the middle with cheesecake. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!